You think your dog just needs space. Maybe they're tired. Maybe they're just being quiet. But what if that's not the real reason? What if your dog pulling away from you isn't random at all? Because the truth is, dogs don't suddenly become distant without a reason. And when they do, it's not silence, it's communication. Most owners don't notice it at first. It starts small, almost invisible. Your dog doesn't follow you like they used to. They hesitate before coming closer. They choose a different spot to lie down, further away. They don't sit as close. They stop leaning into you. They stop making as much eye contact. And you think they're just being calm. They're just growing up. They're just tired today. But that small shift, that subtle change in behavior, that's the beginning of something deeper. Because when a dog creates distance, it usually means something has changed, emotionally, physically, or psychologically. And the scary part, most people ignore it until it becomes something they can't ignore anymore, until the dog becomes completely disengaged, or reactive, or disconnected. But by then, the signal was already there. You just didn't see it. So what does that distance actually mean? Sometimes it's stress. Dogs don't always show stress loudly. They don't always bark. They don't always act out. Sometimes stress looks like silence. They withdraw. They become less expressive, less playful, less connected. They stop checking in with you. And that distance is their way of saying something doesn't feel right. But here's where it gets even more important. Sometimes it's discomfort. Your dog might not be feeling well, not in an obvious way. No limping, no crying, no dramatic signs, just low energy, internal discomfort, fatigue you can't see. And instead of showing it clearly, they pull away. Because being close takes energy, engaging takes effort, responding takes focus. And when they don't have that energy, they create space to protect themselves. But here's something most people never consider. Sometimes it's emotional. Your dog reacts to your energy more than your words. You can say, "Good dog," all day. But if your energy feels tense, unstable, distracted, they notice immediately. If your mood changes, if your routine shifts, if you've been stressed, impatient, distant yourself, your dog feels it. And when your energy becomes unpredictable, they don't move closer, they move back. Not because they don't love you, but because they're trying to understand you again. They're recalibrating, observing, figuring out if it's safe to fully relax around you. And that distance, that's hesitation, that's uncertainty. But here's the part that really matters. What it means when your dog used to be close and suddenly isn't. That's not personality. That's not just a phase. That's a signal. Because dogs don't randomly disconnect. Something changed, and they're responding to it. And if you ignore that shift, you miss the message. You miss the chance to fix it early. But here's the good news. Distance doesn't mean the bond is broken. It means the bond needs attention. Because trust in dogs is fluid. It's not permanent. It's not automatic. It changes based on experience, energy, consistency, and safety. So if your dog feels unsure, they step back. But if you respond the right way, they come back. And this is where everything changes. Because most people try to fix distance the wrong way. They force interaction. They call the dog more. They touch more. They demand attention. Come here, sit with me. Why are you acting like this? But that pressure, it doesn't fix the problem. It makes it worse, because pressure creates more distance, not less. Your dog doesn't feel understood. They feel pushed. And when a dog feels pushed, they move further away. Instead, you have to do the opposite. Slow down, lower your expectations, lower your energy. Stop trying to pull them back and start becoming someone they want to come back to. Give space without disconnecting. Be present without demanding anything. Sit near them. Without touching, let them feel your calm. Without pressure, because safety is felt in silence. And when your dog starts to feel that safety again, something shifts. They start watching you again. From a distance at first, then a little closer. Then they move toward you, on their own. No command, no pressure, just a choice. And that choice, that's trust rebuilding. That moment is everything. Because your dog isn't just returning physically, they're reconnecting emotionally. They're saying, I feel safe again. And once that connection comes back, you'll notice something powerful. They follow you again. Not because they have to, but because they want to. They sit closer again, lean into you again. They look at you differently, softer, more relaxed, more connected. And this time, it's stronger than before. Because now, it's built on understanding. And that's the difference, most people. That connection with your dog isn't controlled by commands. It's shaped by how they feel around you. Because a dog can listen to you without trusting you. They can follow commands without feeling safe. And that's where most relationships stay stuck. On the surface, obedience without connection, presence without comfort. But when you understand what your dog is actually experiencing, everything changes. Because now, you stop focusing on what your dog is doing and start noticing what they're feeling. That small hesitation before they come to you, that moment they choose distance instead of closeness. Those aren't random behaviors. Those are emotional signals. And once you start seeing them, you can't ignore them anymore. Because now you understand your dog isn't being difficult. They're being honest. Honest about their comfort. Honest about their trust. Honest about how safe they feel in that moment. And that honesty, that's a gift, because it gives you a chance to respond the right way. Not with frustration, not with pressure, but with awareness, with patience, with calm energy that your dog can actually understand. Because dogs don't learn trust through force. They learn it through consistency, through small repeated moments where nothing bad happens, where no pressure is applied, where your presence feels predictable, safe, and easy to be around. And over time, those small moments stack up. They build something stronger than commands ever could. They build emotional security. And once your dog feels that security, distance stops being necessary. They don't need to step away anymore. They don't need to observe from far, because they already know who you are, how you feel, and what to expect from you. And that certainty, that's what brings them closer, naturally, without asking, without calling, without forcing anything at all. And when it happens, it feels different, quieter, stronger, real. Because now your dog isn't coming to you out of habit. They're coming to you out of trust. And that kind of connection, you can't fake it. You can't rush it. But once you build it, you never lose it the same way again.